Welcome aboard, it's Captain G with update on HBG's Operation Barbarossa between Flaky 8 and myself. It is turn 9, September, October of 1942. So, lots of partisan activity. We did spread now into Tortu and back into Vilna. It's been back and forth with Vilna. So continue to pester and to spread here. In some zones, there's nowhere else to spread, so the partisans are just continuing to build up. In other zones, we lost the die roll and the partisans were wiped out. But we're enjoying playing with the partisan rule in the middle here, in the Smolensk front. The Gomel force, without air protection and knowing that this Kiev East had been reinforced to protect the air fleet, we decided to shift the infantry back north towards Smolensk and consolidate in Smolensk, bringing supplies down from Moscow, as well as some AA cover. And then we had the 3 trucks and supplies there, and we sent 9 infantry and 3 trucks north because we had attacked into Kharkov, pretty much got wiped out by his defending artillery with first strike, our first strike artillery, because we brought a mech and an artillery across the river and down. They were unsuccessful, and I only had 2 infantry and a mech retreat, but now I've brought up the 3 trucks, so I've got a ton of infantry here. We blew another bridge to frustrate the Axis as they come north. If we look at the south before we look at the main arena, which is Baku, also throwing themselves upon the enemy's bayonets, the infantry that had been building up in Sevastopol and were encircled because at the time these guys were cut off, and then this way it was cut off towards Baku. So we decided to do a breakout attack, try to disrupt, but we got totally wiped out. And so we've abandoned Crimea and Sevastopol, blew the rails, and then the truck and the supplies went towards Baku for a last stand. And then what to do with the Axis armies. So coming down out of Stalingrad 1, 2, and coming up out of Baku with the penalty as a breakout attack 1, 2. We combined the 5th Shock Army as well as the 4 Guards tanks and the regular armor coming out of Baku, and all of our air came in. We overwhelmed the Germans. We had some lucky dice. We didn't have any infantry, but we did have the Guards tanks to take multiple hits. We won the battle with just the 1 Guards tank and 4 of our 5 tactical bombers surviving. And then all the rest of what you see here were reinforcements. So we brought these tanks down from Moscow via the trains. We brought, with trucks, artillery and supplies down from Stalingrad with a bunch of infantry. We sent down into Baku, because his units, even the fast movers 1, 2, would need 2 turns to get down there. So we decided to protect the supply route is more important than necessarily protecting Baku right away. And we do have about a dozen supplies down here, so we're ready for winter season where it's double supplies consumption. We have 2 trains, 3 trucks there, AA and 7 infantry. So we feel much better about Baku now. And this battle, while extremely close and pivotal in the game, did wipe out the bulk of the German armor in this half of the map. So the only tanks Germany has at full strength attack and defend value are up in Leningrad in the Sitzkrieg, if you will. These Hungarian and Italian armor and as well as the mechs, artillery, all the other Axis minor allies fight at lower values. Infantries are at 2, the artillery mechs are at 3, the armor's at 5 as opposed to 7. So this may be his high watermark. So he was on the verge of victory. One close battle between the two of us may have turned the tide, but the communists have been confident in the past and it didn't work out for him. So that's why I'm shifting these guys and pulling them back towards Moscow, because I expect Flak 88 being flexible as always. That's why he positioned his armor here rather than here. So they're closer, and 1, 2, or 1, 2, he'll start moving towards Moscow. So don't be surprised if you see that on the coming German turns. So right now it is turn 9 of 42. Crucial battle. Next is November, December, and then January, February. So it looks like we're going to have winter months. We'll have to roll the weather. And then we get into spring mud and then summer. So if the Soviets can hang on in Leningrad and hang on in the south, we may have turned the tide. We'll see. For Flak 88, this is Captain G, giving you the latest update on what is turning out to be an exciting and excellent game of HBG's Operation Barbarossa. Over and out.